Vaughn took her phone out and saw the wallpaper of her fiancé, whom she had recently got engaged to. She tucked her hair strands behind her ear, smiling as she gazed at the screen. I want to call him and talk, but how? If he is so awkward. She started calling his number, but before it could even ring, she quickly hung up. She was nervous, as they weren't used to talking to each other much. They had only spoken a few times, and that was always in front of their families. She slapped her forehead, putting the phone aside. No, I can't do this. What if he thinks I'm being too clingy? If I call, what if his parents answer and pick it up? Yes, she was also overthinking. Also, no one needed to stop her from doing what she wanted because her own overthinking could stop her like this. One, come downstairs once. She saw her mom coming into the room with a big smile on her face. Okay, mom, she said, getting up and following her mom furiously. But when she came downstairs, she was surprised to see her fiancé, who was handsome and charming. Yeah, her date was talking with her dad. His eyes shifted to her while talking, which made her heart race. Hi, 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 hi. Well, hi. Don't you have anything to say to me except hi? She closed her eyes, biting her tongue as if it was embarrassing, but she opened them, shaking her head. He came on business and dropped by our home for the first time. Oh, there you both can go, talk privately. What? Take him to your room? Okay, Dad. Thanks, Uncle. Your room is just beautiful, just like you. Really? He nodded, sitting on the bed as if it was his own, and gestured for her to sit next to him. She sat on the bed but kept a distance between them, which he also noticed and smiled. I'm glad we finally got a chance to be alone while. Me too. I came to your home purposely to see you, not for business. I lied to your dad. His honest admission made her eyes widen in surprise. Why? Because he hesitated, then picked up her phone from the bed. Hey, when did you put my photo as your wallpaper? Hey, give it back to me. She reached for the phone, but he pulled her by the waist, drawing her closer to him. Their lips were now inches apart, the tension between them whispered. Tell me, why did you put my photo as your wallpaper? Hesitating, trying to divert the question. Tell me, why did you come here to see me? I'll tell you later. First you tell me. No, first you tell me. They both became silent, but then spoke at the same time. Because you are my love. They were both stunned, realizing they felt the same way about each other. She tried to push him away, but he grabbed the back of her neck and kissed her, which made her freeze. I love you more than you know. He kissed her cheek while she was still frozen in surprise. I'll come again tomorrow. Be ready for me. What? You know. He smiled, his eyes sparkling with affection. Will you come every day then? She asked playfully. Just then they heard her mom calling them. And they got up to leave. I'll go. Take care. She too. He blinked and left. Vaughn was shopping alone for a day, talking on the phone with her mom. Vaughn, is your shopping done or not yet? Just a few moments more. Okay, tell me, what are you going to buy as a gift for him? Just a watch, mom. Okay, come early. It's getting late. Sure. She hung up the call. As she drove her scooty home through the deserted streets, the darkness seemed to swallow her world. Suddenly a car appeared out of nowhere, hitting her scooty from behind. Vine lost control and her vehicle skipped across the road, sending her tumbling to the ground. She tried to get up, but a blazing pain shot through her leg, and she realized that she had suffered a fracture. Blood flowed from the wound, and she groaned in pain. As she lay there helpless, a pair of legs appeared beside her. She raised her head and hoping to find help from him. But her eyes widened in shock when she saw the face of the person standing over her. It was Ren. Ren, the gangster who was obsessed with wine and had harassed her in the past, was smirking at her as he knelt down on one knee. "Oh, Vaughn, what happened to you?" he asked dramatically. She was getting scared, terrified of him because of his past actions and behavior towards her. His hand went to his cheek, rubbing it, and she remembered the time she slapped him when he had touched her without her consent. The memory flashed back and her fear intensified. But when she got engaged to Tay, she didn't see Ren again, so she thought he had forgotten her. But now, she didn't expect him to come back. "Ren, please leave me." She was crying, trying to get up, but her fracture wouldn't let her. Then Ren gripped her leg, making her scream in pain. "Oh, did it hurt that much, baby girl?" She nodded, tears streaming down her face as he squeezed her leg even tighter, causing more blood to flow and her pain to intensify. She screamed at the top of her lungs, her heart racing with fear. Ren's grip only tightened with a sadistic pleasure. "I also got hurt when you slapped me, just because I touched you there." His voice was so calm. "Ren, please leave me. Don't behave like a psycho." "How can I leave you, baby girl? When you are engaged to someone else, tell me, did you like him that much?" Ren's voice gripped with possessiveness. She was shocked, realizing that Ren had been stalking her, hadn't forgotten about her. "Ren, please, I'm getting married next month. Please don't come into my life again." He clutched her throat, his grip tightened. "You wanna marry him? Then what about me, huh? What about me?" "Well, I won't leave you without taking what I want." Ren's eyes blazed with obsession like a psycho. He dragged her into his arms, pulling her towards his car. She was slapping at his shoulders, begging him to leave her alone. But he didn't listen. He threw her into the backseat and hovered over her, his eyes wildly flashed. "You can't escape from me." As she struggled to break free, the car door slammed shut, trapping her inside. "Please, don't ruin me, Ren. I'm begging you." She is trying to protect herself, but he slapped her hard. "Your begging won't stop me from ruining me tonight. Please, I'm begging you, show mercy." Her voice was muffled when he clamped his hand over her mouth, forcing her into her mouth, his weight crushing her as he bit her neck, making her scream in fear of pain. But her screams were muffled, trapping inside the car. At that time, he raped her cruelly and brutally, showing no mercy. Even though her leg was fractured and her body had injuries from the accident, while he was brutally raping her, she lost consciousness and fainted. But he didn't stop. He used her body as much as he wanted. Next day afternoon, Vine came to her senses, feeling someone backing her up. Then she saw a lady doctor looking at her with sadness. "Where am I?" Her voice couldn't come out properly as it was squeezed so badly last night when she tried to scream. "You are in the hospital now. You are safe. This morning at 5 I saw you naked with bruises, so I covered you and brought you to the hospital secretly." Vaughn started crying as she recalled what happened to her last night, how traumatic it was for her, how brutally he beat and raped her. "Let's take a legal action against the person who raped you. Tell me your family member's number. I'll call them." "No, please," crying while shaking. "Please don't tell my family about this. I can't face them. I'm scared. I can't even file a case against him. He is a gangster. Before I tried to file a case against him for harassment, But no police officer dared to help him. Instead, they said, "Don't seek help because he's dangerous." I found your bag and took your phone. I have already called your family. But don't be scared. I didn't tell them about what happened. I just said you had an accident. They will be here anytime. Please be strong. I'll try. Doctor and the old lady left the room. Fine turned on her phone, but tears dropped from her eyes, seeing Day's face on the wallpaper. She put the phone on her heart, crying silently, but her phone kept getting messages non-stop. She was scared as she read them. "This is done. If you tell anyone, your family, that I raped you, I'm sure I'll kill them. And again, I'll rape you." She dropped her phone from her hands, crying in fear, shaking her head, saying no. She was already scared of him, but after this, she was even more terrified of him. Her parents arrived, but she didn't tell them what had happened. They informed Tay that she had been in the accident, but he was out of the country on a business trip. Vaughn remained silent, hiding the truth from her parents, still shaken by men's threatening messages. Tay came to Vaughn's home directly when he returned. When he opened the door, he was taken aback by the sight of before him. Vaughn was sitting in the room, her back leaning against the cupboard, her face pale, her right leg wrapped in bandages due to a fracture, and a small bunch of bandages covering the corner of her lip and neck. The sight made him his heart sink. He couldn't wait to see her eyes welling up with tears. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Vaughn." He ran to her and hugged her while he was suffering too. But she didn't hug him back, trying to hold back her tears. She wanted to hug him, hoping it would help her broken heart, but she couldn't muster the courage to tell him what had happened to him. He cupped her face, his thumb gently touching the bandage on the corner of her lip. "I'm very sorry. I wasn't here sorry. Your mom said it was a small accident, and I even called you many times, but you didn't pick up. You didn't see my messages, and I thought you were angry with me because I wasn't beside you. But I had no idea you were injured this badly." Dave. He stopped talking as soon as he heard his name in her weak tone. "I'm fine now. Don't blame yourself." She removed his hands from her cheeks and looked up. "You can leave now, Dave." "What? No, I'll stay with you. You need me during this hard time." "Please stay. Just leave. I can take care of myself right now." "Vaughn, please don't bother me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you, but I'll come visit you often. I can't ignore you. I'll call if I need anything. Until then, please leave me alone." He felt hurt by the way she was talking to him, but he nodded and left the room, going downstairs. "Why are you coming out of the room so quickly? Did she also not let you be with her for a few more minutes too?" "What do you mean by also?" "So it means she hasn't let you be with her for more time either?" "Yes, since the accident she hasn't been letting me come into her room. She is not eating properly either, only if her dad orders her strictly does. She reluctantly eats. She won't even let me help her, not even during dressing time. I was worried, and she needed help because of her fractured leg." They looked confused, trying to understand why the accident would cause her to avoid others so much. 4 days had passed. Vaughn's injuries were slowly healing, but she kept everyone at a distance, fearful of revealing the truth about what had happened to her. However, one day she surprised Jay by calling him, asking him to meet. Jay was overjoyed, thinking that finally she was reaching out and willing to open up. "Jay, let's cancel our wedding. I can't marry you." "Are you even serious? How can you say that? We are in love with each other. Now you are refusing to marry me? What's going on? You have been behaving weird since the accident. Why? Are you facing any problem? Tell me." "I just can't. I'm sorry. Please try to understand. Understand? How can I understand when you won't tell me what's wrong? Did I hurt you in some way? I'm not the same person anymore. Juan, what happened to you? Please tell me. I'll do anything to help you, to fix this. Nothing happened to me. I just can't bear you. Please move on. Say that again, look into my eyes. He took her hands, his eyes locked intensely on hers, searching for the truth. She met his sincere gaze, trying to repeat the words, but she couldn't. Her eyes beat Taehyung, and tears began to well up. Finally, she started crying, unable to hide her emotions anymore. When you are suffering, hiding something from me, I'll make it clear. I'll help you. Trust me. Vine took a deep breath. She finally told him everything that had happened to her, what made her like this, sharing her time with him. Tay was broken down, realizing his fiancé had been raped by a gangster who had harassed her in the past, and that's why she was avoiding him, because she was scared and trying to stop the dating. One tears streamed down his face as he realized the extent of her pain. No matter what, I'll stand by you. You have me. I was so scared, Tay. I was scared that if I let you near me, I would break down emotionally and tell you everything. That's why I didn't even let my parents come near me. But then Ren called me again last night, blackmailing me. He said I should come to his guest house tonight, or else he would come to my home and do it again. Tay's blood was boiling as he clenched his teeth and wiped away her tears. You are going to his guest house tonight. She was scared, but he held her shoulders, giving her courage. You trust me, right? She nodded, still fearful. Then he pressed his lips to her forehead and thought to himself, tonight is the end of the trauma of his life and his last day. Ren was standing over her and watching TV with a burning cigarette in his other hand. Oh, it's 8 p.m. Why hasn't she come back? He was getting frustrated, but a smirk spread across his face as he recalled something about her, which only increased his lust. Let her come. Once she is here, I'll have more fun with her than before. I'll totally capture her in my basement and use her as I want. He was laughing loudly, and the doorbell rang. He went to the door to open it for her, because in his guest house, no one would come into unless he wanted them. Then the door opened, a trembling figure was revealed to him. She was already shaking just by seeing him, which broke his inner beast. Oh, baby girl, you finally came to me. Come inside, let me play with you. She was shaking, her fear visible on her face, which only made Ren angry. I knew how to bend it down for me. He was about to pull her hand to drag her inside the house, but Tay kicked him, coming to protect her. You? Ren punched it, but Tay gave him a death glare and punched him even more powerfully, sending Ren crashing to the floor. How dare you rape my wife? He took off his belt, started beating Ren, who couldn't break the force, and lay there. Helpless, Tay was like a dead girl, burning with anger, his gloves relentless. Why can't you pushers all just let girls live their lives alone? Because of rapists like you, they are terrified to do anything alone. Are girls just sex toys for you to rape and kill them? He pulled Ren by his hair, hitting his head against the wall, until Ren's face was breaking down, blood flowing, and he was begging, crying in pain and fear. Please leave me, I'm begging you. Did you listen to her, please? When she begged you harm? Tay beat him so angrily, twisting his hand, making Ren cry out in pain. Just because of a beastly man like you, girls' parents are afraid to let their daughters come outside. Tay breaks Ren's leg. I'm sorry, please leave me. Please, it is hellish pain. Tay pushes Ren to ground. He falls at feet. Beg her, let's see how lucky you are now. Please, I'm sorry for raping you. I'm very sorry. He's torturing me for what I did to you. Please, tell him to leave me. Vine moves away from me, hiding behind Tay's back. Tay, I'm scared, not just me, but there are countless girls who get raped by pastors like him every day and lose their lives in a brutal ways. We want justice. A rapist like him doesn't deserve forgiveness, but punishment. One, don't be scared or expect me to protect you even more. You should face anything. If a guy comes to ruin you, then defend yourself, hit him, kill him if needed. A woman is a goddess, not a sex toy. Saying this, he took out his gun from his pocket and placed it in her hands. Dale? Yes, pull the trigger. Show him that girls are warriors, not weak dolls. You have survived the unimaginable. I know, it's time to raise up. Show him that a woman not a victim. Shoot him. A rapist never deserved to live. I brought this gun for you. My lady shouldn't be scared of this beast. I could shoot him, but if you shoot him, your trauma will isolate you. You can start new life with me, peacefully. Shoot him. No, don't shoot me. One shot him already in his forehead. That's it, then fell back, was now a dead body. One met her tears not with sadness but with happiness. That's when they hugged her. You don't need to be scared because of any girl. No one can dare to raise their fingers on you. If he dares, then show him how powerful you are. Sure, but what if the police arrest me? No, I already told them. They are the ones who gave the gun to me. She hugged him. Vine was watching the sunrise while her hands caressed her baby bump. She was a 4-month pregnant lady now. Her husband Jay hugged her from behind, gently touching her baby bump. What's my wife thinking about? Thinking about our baby, wondering if it's a girl or boy. Maybe a girl. She looked at him over her shoulder with a questioning expression, a mix of concern and unnamed emotions. Let's raise our daughter like a strong woman. Teach her how to protect herself, how to fight, even if the other person is stronger than her. One smiled, nodding her head proudly at him.